Oh my God, what time is it, Nicky?
That is so fun. It is 2 p.m. It is time. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Baldwin Wallace BFA class of 2021, and this is Living Room Theater. Today we are reading a detective noir comedy by the lovely Matthew Weaver. We love him. And the cast is hi, I am your host, Nicky Maddalina. Caroline Turner is the titular detective, Ace Valentine. The title is Aces Are Feverish. I didn't say that yet. The title of this show is Aces Are Feverish, and that is what you are about to watch. Caroline Turner is the detective Ace Valentine. Olivia Billings is Queenie Valentine and Miss Sultry. Quin Potter is Harold and Coffey. Sommer is Derek and Warren. Mathian Lopez Riendeau is Jones. Paige Cummings is Victoria and Celeste. Grace Favarro is Ginger, and Alex Packard is Freddy. It is a big cast. It is a big show. This is a lot of amazing talent, and I am excited to get started. So let's do this. All right. Interior. Ace's office, late afternoon. We are in a cheap, ratty office, very film noir. There is a desk with a swivel chair with someone sitting in it, although it's turned away from the audience. Several metal folding chairs and a ratty old couch. A candy dish full of cough drops sits on the desk. The stage is dark. Unseen in the darkness should be oodles of crumpled, used tissues all over everything. The only light should be shown through the glass panel of a door, which reads, in reverse, Ace Valentine, Private Detective. A shadow appears at the door and opens it in a hurry. In walks Miss Sultry, a beautiful woman. She presses her back against the door frame in a classic femme fatale pose.
Oh, detective, I need your help. My husband is missing.
She moves away from the door, closer to the figure in the chair, seductively.
The word on the street is Ace Valentine's the only man for the job. I'd be ever so grateful to you if you find him. Hello, can we turn on a light or something?
In the dark, Ace lets out a huge sneeze. The lights go up. The chair swivels, revealing Ace Valentine, mid-20s to mid-30s. She's a hard-boiled PI, the likes of Sam Spade or Philip Marlowe. She wears a rumpled trench coat, and I mean rumpled, like it spent some time rolled up in a Pringles can. There's a box of tissues on her desk. Ace suffers from a cold. It's just a cold, not an exotic disease, nothing that will kill her. She feels like she's dying. She sniffles.
The word on the street is getting a little garbled.
Miss Sultry's face falls.
Oh.
Ace blows her nose. Miss Sultry takes in all the tissues.
Yuck.
Ace finishes blowing her nose and groans, weary of being sick.
Excuse the mess, doll. It's a 24-hour bug.
How long have you had it?
What's today? Friday? 99 days.
Miss Sultry shrinks back, growing more and more uncomfortable. This isn't how she expected this to play out at all.
Well, are you contagious?
Lady, the only thing getting caught around here is bad guys. Now then, she
reaches into her desk drawer and pulls out a notepad.
Let's start from the beginning. What's your husband's name?
I think I'm in the wrong office. Okay.
Miss Sultry flees out the door, slamming it on her way out. Ace watches her go. She turns to address the audience.
She did it. She probably wanted some rough, hard-nosed private eye to give her a tumble and take the rap for her. Another case solved by Ace Valentine.
Ace sneezes again, this time a series of 4 or 5 sneezes in a row. Then groans.
Ugh. I've got a tiny, cramped little apartment across town. it's not nearly this nice. In that apartment, there's a ratty lavender bathrobe that's got more holes in it than an innocent bystander at the St. Valentine's Massacre. All I want to do is go home, curl up in a bed, and watch the Maltese Falcon. But that won't pay the rent. Scratch that. All I want to do is breathe through my nose. It's been pretty slow the last few days. If this keeps up, I may have to chase Mrs. My husband's been kidnapped and see if she'll pay me for revealing she killed him.
There's another knock on the door.
It's... Open!
The door opens and in walks Derek Canaveral, handsome, muscular, a dancer. He's confident, seductive, but then the sight of the office stops him.
Excuse me. I'm looking for Ace Valentine.
Derek looks around as if this can't possibly be the right place. Ace reacts to his attractiveness. She slams her head on her desk, then turns to the audience.
Perfect. Never fails. The day I look like a supermodel, I get nothing but like accountants and loan sharks. But I look like this, and someone who looks like that walks in.
She attempts to print, but then gives up. He's gonna love her like she is, or not at all.
You've come to the right place, handsome. Grab a seat.
Derek sits, still looking around the office uncertainly.
You're Ace Valentine?
Disbelief passes over his face, and way deep down, an unexpected pleasure.
You ever notice how the best restaurants are those hole-in-the-wall places in the middle of nowhere? The kind of place you're never really sure if you'll get out of alive?
Yes.
Same principle works for private eyes.
It would almost have to.
You know the place is good if all the roaches eat there.
Derek lifts his feet.
Roaches?
Relax. Turns out, you spray enough Lysol, even the roaches get fed up and leave. Cough drop? I have menthol eucalyptus, honey lemon, and supposed to be cherry, but really just stuff that makes your tongue numb.
You're sick?
Maybe you ought to be the detective. Sorry, little private eye humor there. What seems to be the trouble?
My wife is missing.
Ace shoots a meaningful glance at the audience.
Twice in one day.
I'm sorry?
No, I'm sorry. So, where do you think she is?
If I knew, I wouldn't be here.
I need a little more information. If I could read minds, I wouldn't be here either. Like, tell me about her.
Her name's Misty.
The lights dim, and Ace and Derek, softly lit, while in walks Misty, early 30s, lit by a spotlight, wearing a dark wig. Ace watches Misty keenly. Derek, meanwhile, watches Ace, as though searching her for clues.
She's very beautiful.
Of course.
She's tall.
Misty stands up straight.
Here's her picture.
Hands it over. Misty whips off the wig to reveal her true hair as Ace sees the picture.
She's a singer. Well, we're both singers, actually, and dancers, too. But now mostly singers.
Derek joins Misty in the spotlight. They move together fluidly, their bodies close.
I used to dance a little. Mostly little girl stuff. Nutcrackers and swans.
Right when I walked in, I could tell you had a natural grace.
Ace blows her nose, a great big honking blow right at that moment.
I'm sorry, you were saying?
No. I am never wrong about these things.
Had you and your wife...
Derek turns to look at Misty, looks to her as a lover does.
Misty.
Did you have a fight?
Of course. We perform at the Shady Rabbit Lounge.
Ace freezes.
I'm familiar with the place.
We're both performers. We crave the spotlight, every eye upon you. We're not good at sharing.
Misty throws Derek out of the spotlight momentarily. After a moment, he returns, embraces her again.
But we are not good about being apart either.
He and Misty look at each other lovingly.
Have you ever loved someone who drove you nuts?
They assume adversarial positions.
A lot of my ex-boyfriends say they have.
In the spotlight, Derek and Misty circle each other like large cats fighting for territory.
It can be maddening, exciting, thrilling, unnerving. Our fights are passionate. Our reconciliations even more so.
Misty leaps into his arms. They hold their embrace. Then he lets her slide slowly down along his body, out of the spotlight.
We can't be apart.
The lights go up. Misty is gone. Derek returns to his chair as though he has never left it, looks at Ace.
That's how I know something is wrong. I need you to find her.
Where does she usually go during these fights?
Usually. Her sisters?
Not this time?
No.
Sister know where she is.
It's complicated.
Always is. Never as complicated as people think it is, though. Just try to sum it all up in one easy sentence.
Her sister hates me.
Families.
She kind of has good reason. There was some cheating.
No judgment here.
But I'm trying to do better. I want to do better, but we're getting past it.
Maybe not. This woman you cheated with, she's still in the picture?
I'm not sleeping with her anymore. I've been faithful for the last 8 months.
Ace turns to the audience.
Gee, that's big of him. Why are the hottest guys always such sleaze bags?
Turns to Derek, affects a big smile.
Good for you! Hey, being loyal is hard.
You think I'm scum, don't you?
It's not my place to say anything.
That's all right. I am scum. Misty thought so too, for a while. But she makes me better. We love each other. That's why I need to find her. She wouldn't run off on me.
People can surprise you.
Ace pauses, makes as though she is about to sneeze. They wait for a moment, but nothing comes.
Never mind then. As I was saying, I get all kinds of people coming through here. They all thought they knew the people they asked me to look into. They found there was a lot they didn't know. If I take this case, you might find out things about Misty that you never wanted to know. Can you handle that?
I think so.
There's a knock at the door. Ace looks at her watch and brightens considerably. She's the happiest we've seen her since the play began. For a moment, she's almost healthy.
Miss Valentine?
Warren! Just a moment. My medicine. Get on in here, Studley.
Enter Warren, big, shy, dorky. He's smitten with Ace. Ace, for her part, finds him adorable. He carries a bag that says Coffees on it.
Hey, I brought you your order.
Hi, Warren. You are a sight for sore eyes.
You still sick? Too many late night stakeouts?
Yes, but just the sight of you, Warren, makes me feel so much better. Look at me.
She snatches the bag from Warren.
I wish you'd let me bring you some medicine or something. Medicine? Isn't that medicine?
Nope. It's better.
She reaches into the bag and pulls out a maple bar. She bites into it with gusto and then moans with ecstasy. Derek smiles.
Better than an apple a day.
If you actually ate some fruit, you might be healthier. At least some chicken soup, I'm begging you.
No. If I were to start eating healthy, my body would think I was an imposter and turn on me.
What do you think it's trying to do now?
Ace holds up a few dollars.
You want this or not?
Warren sighs and reaches for it, so they both have hold of the bills. Ace doesn't let go. She makes herself look as adorable as possible.
Warren, do you think today is the day you'll get up the nerve to tell me you're in love with me?
Pause. Derek gasps. Warren just stares at her. The pause deepens. Finally, Warren pulls away, looks at the floor sheepishly, blushing.
See you tomorrow, Miss Valentine.
Ace winks at him.
Same time tomorrow, Warren.
Exit Warren. Ace returns to her chair. Derek is amused, intrigued, all over.
Do you treat all the delivery guys that way?
Just Warren. He's in love with me. And deep down, I'm in love with him. Or I would be, if he'd just get up the nerve to do something about it.
Really? Him?
Don't get me wrong. A large part of my affection comes from the fact Warren keeps me in maple bars.
She takes another bite, then suddenly slumps back in her chair, remembering her illness.
But you're not here to talk donut. Want me to get started?
You'll take the case?
I got bills to pay, so yeah.
Where will you start?
The only place to start, at the beginning. The family. What's the sister's number?
Ginger and her husband won't talk to you if she knows you're working for me. You want their address?
Better. They're going to come here. Here. Write it down.
How are you going to get them to do that? I told you, she hates me.
Well, I can explain it to you, but it's a lot of finely tuned private eye skills and deductive reasoning. Hello, is this Ginger? My name is Ace Valentine. I'm an attorney with Dewey, Crawford, and Lolly. I'm calling about your great Aunt Fanny. I'm afraid she's recently died. Are you sure? Well, that's odd. Are you sure? See, she's recently named you as an heir in her will. Well, the heir. But if you don't have an Aunt Fanny, it's a sizable enough amount that I really shouldn't talk about it with you further. Oh, that Aunt Fanny. Right. Would you be able to meet me at my office tomorrow morning bright and early? Wonderful.
She puts her hand over the phone, looks as though she's about to sneeze. It looks as though she's about to speak to Derek. Pause. Instead, she lets out an epic sneeze.
The address is 1100 North Marlow Lane, Suite S as in Spade. That's right. That'll work for me. See you then. So that's done. You shouldn't be here when I meet them.
I have to work anyway.
Even with your wife missing?
We gotta eat. And my boss.
Freddy Burger.
You know him.
We've met.
He doesn't give a lot of personal time. Expects you to show up for work no matter what's going on in your life.
You think he knows something about Misty's disappearance?
Freddy. I think he's got too much on his plate to worry about what happens to one of his singers. You know what I mean?
Let's go find out. Might be better if we don't go in together.
Now?
No time like the present.
You need directions?
Oh, I know the way.
Lights. Curtain. Interior. Shady Rabbit. Early evening. This scene will take place in front of the curtains as though we're on stage of the club. After a moment, the curtains part and spotlight on Celeste, 21. Young, pretty, in an evening dress. She steps up to the microphone and begins to sing a song, an old standard for the nightclub scene.
Stop!
Celeste stops, looks down. Enter Freddy Burger, late 30s or early 40s, oozes gangster cool and mysterious. Dressed in a suit, elegant and cold.
That's Misty's song. You can sing any other, but not that one.
I'm sorry, Freddy.
That's okay, kid. You couldn't know. But if my customers show up and hear anyone else sing that, they'll burn the place to the ground.
I just wanted to try it.
Try something else. You're such a beautiful girl. You'll find your song. Joey!
Enter Joey, big, burly, obviously muscle. Yeah, boss?
Help Celeste here pick out a new song. One of the classics, eh?
Yeah, boss. Ace enters from elsewhere. Freddy spots her, doesn't react.
Something we could all fall in love to, you know? That's why people come to the Shady Rabbit, to fall in love. And when it doesn't happen, they think, maybe next time. That's what keeps them coming back.
That's a lot of pressure to put on one song, boss.
That's why it's gotta be a good one.
Exit Joey and Celeste.
Hello, detective.
Ace goes up on stage.
Hello, Freddy.
Been a while.
It has. Place looks dead.
It always looks like this before we open. You're working a case.
I am.
Something involving me?
Only on the periphery.
So far.
Let's hope it stays that way.
She sniffles. He reaches in his pocket for a handkerchief, but she puts out a hand to stop him, wipes off on her sleeve. Then she blows her nose. He smiles. He knows this about her.
Sick again.
Sick still.
But you're still eating those damn bars, I bet. Let me talk to the kitchen. One bowl of chicken soup fix you right up, I bet.
Your chicken soup comes with too high a price.
Fair enough. I'm a busy man. Ask me your questions.
Misty Canavrell.
Pretty girl. Great singer. Hasn't been into work. Married to a loser. Either one hired you? Can't tell me. Waste of time.
Waste of whose time?
Hers. Yours. The human races. Okay, singer. Not bad. Not great. No wife, though.
As Freddy talks, Misty comes out, also in an elegant evening dress. Spotlight on Misty. Ace watches her as she begins to sing.
She was something else.
Misty sings. Misty stops singing and slips back out of the spotlight.
She pick up her last check?
Wasn't here. Hey, Joey!
Yeah, boss!
Misty pick up her last check.
Still here, boss!
No.
Any idea where she'd go in such a hurry?
No.
Derek enters, dressed for work. He nods at Freddy, who stares at him. Derek doesn't even give Ace a nod. Exit Derek.
More power to her for going, though. She could do better. Most women could.
Most women don't.
You were never most women.
I'm just here for work, not to talk about us.
I never lied to you, Ace.
I know. That was the problem.
Joey steps out. Boss?
Yes, Joey.
Mr. Circus is on the phone.
Duty calls.
The shady part of the shady rabbit. Mind if I ask around?
The usual arrangement. Ask any questions you want, and if you see anything.
I won't see anything.
Boss? Freddy sighs and moved to step by her, but Ace stops him by putting a hand to his cheek.
Be careful, Freddy.
Enter Victoria. 30s, beautiful, also elegantly dressed. She stops, sees them, gets a furious look on her face. Exits, unseen. For a second, Ace and Freddy look like they're going to fall back into old patterns and kiss, but at the last second he reaches into his pocket and gives her his handkerchief after all.
Gesundheit.
She takes it, looks at him.
Take care of yourself, Ace.
Exit Freddy. Ace looks after him wistfully. A second later she sneezes, smiles, presses the handkerchief to her nose and blows. Enter Celeste from behind the curtain holding a box of Coffey's donuts.
Excuse me. I've got a couple of questions for,
Sorry, it's just gonna have to wait a minute. Derek is about to sing.
Sure enough, Derek reappears, dressed to the T's. He takes the microphone and the spotlight and begins to croon. Derek sings. Derek finishes, and Celeste explodes with applause. Ace is stirred by Derek's performance.
Of course he sings like that. I knew he would the moment he walked in. Too bad he's married.
Oh, that won't last forever.
Why do you say that? The cheating?
Well, obviously. Who are you anyway?
Ace Valentine.
You're Ace Valentine?
She looks Ace over.
I thought you'd be more, from all that Freddy says about you.
I don't want to talk about Freddy. I want to talk about Derek and Misty.
Well, if you know about the cheating, there's not much more I can say.
He says he's turned over a new leaf.
Why should he? She was the one who was cheating on him.
Ace stops, looks at Celeste. Misty appears again in the spotlight, throws up her hands in confusion. Lights. Exterior, streets, later at night. Still in front of the curtains, although now the light suggests street lights. Ace walks in the fog. After a moment, Derek enters.
I caught your opening rehearsal. Sorry I didn't stick around for the rest of the songs.
You've heard them all before. Love songs for people who aren't there anymore.
All a love song really is. Even if the person's sitting right across the room.
Figure out where my wife is.
I'm good, but I'm not that good. Getting more of an idea, though. Was your wife seeing anybody?
Pause. Derek stares at her.
I mean, was she?
Be very careful what you say about my wife next.
So it's not true. Celeste seemed pretty sure.
Celeste.
Is she who you're...
Celeste? Come on. Give me some credit. Celeste's a kid. A cute kid, but a kid.
Misty's not at her sister's. This gives her somewhere else to go.
Derek grabs Ace. She does not react.
She wouldn't cheat on me. Would she?
Lets Ace go. Ace sneezes. She pulls out Freddy's handkerchief.
Night air isn't good for you.
I can handle it.
I bet you can. You're not what I was expecting.
Nobody ever sees me coming.
They look at each other, move closer together in spite of themselves.
You sing beautifully.
Derek steps back.
It's funny. I've sung that song 1,000,000 times. I've only listened to the words today.
Out in the audience, Victoria emerges, holding a gun.
Die, Ace Valentine!
On stage, Ace knocks Derek down, draws a gun, and she and Victoria exchange fire. After a couple shots, Victoria groans and vanishes.
Oh.
Ace scrambles next to Derek.
Are you okay? Are you hit?
No. I think I'm okay. Are you? You're hit.
He reaches for her, gently this time, but she winces.
I'll live.
Who was that? Was that something to do with...
I know who it was.
Who?
We wore the same dress to prom.
You need a doctor.
Nothing a maple bar won't cure.
Lights. Interior. Ace's office. Early morning. Curtains open back on Ace's office, still a mess, piles of tissues. The door opens and Ace stumbles in, clutching her left arm. She shrugs out of her trench coat, groaning as she fingers a hole in the cloth.
That ratty old bathrobe is getting further and further away.
She winces, then grabs a pair of tweezers and a silver bowl out of the desk. She strips down to a wife beater and t-shirt and then proceeds to dig out the bullet. The phone rings. Ace answers it.
Hello? Freddy. Yes, I'm alive. What the hell are you running at that club? Victoria Rasputin? You know how I feel about her. Well, it's hard to look the other way when I'm getting shot at.
Ace starts coughing, tries to say something into the phone, gives up, hangs up, and coughs some more. She rummages around in the desk, pulls up a bottle of cough medicine. She opens it, then grabs the tweezers and digs around in the wound, hissing with pain. She digs around some more. Then we hear the clink of the bullet as it goes in the bowl. Ace then pours the cough medicine onto her wound, wincing. She reaches into the desk drawer, exclaims at finding something. She brings up a Coffey's donut bag.
Lauren, I love you.
Ace takes out a maple bar, eats it voraciously, sighing. There's a knock on the door.
It's open!
The door opens. Enter Jones, 40s to 50s, world-weary detective. He's not thrilled to be there. Ace isn't thrilled to see him.
I mean, go away!
Valentine.
Detective Jones.
What happened to your arm there?
I cut it shaving my legs.
You should be more careful. Some of the boys down at the station got a call about some gunplay on the docks a little while ago. Down near your old boyfriend's place. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Like I said, I was here all night, shaving my legs.
Mind if I look around?
Why? You need to shave yours?
Always funny.
Someone fires a gun at the lucky marmot.
Shady rabbit, but then you know that.
At the shifty weasel, whatever, and the first place you look is me.
Don't worry,
He spots Ace's coat, picks it up, pokes his finger through the hole.
I kept your name out of it. Your folks ever teach you the meaning of the word serendipity? I know, it's a big word.
What's serendipity got to do with me?
I was already planning to come over here and talk to you about one case when, oh and behold, I hear you're involved in a shooting with the subject of another case.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't get a visit from a certain handsome young man today?
I get many visits from handsome young men. This donut is a gift from a handsome young man in case of emergencies. Why don't you tell me what you're working on and I'll see if I can help.
That's more like it. I gotta say, though, you're usually a lot less...
Or price.
That's more like it. Fine. Got a case. A couple of high-strung suburban types who think their sister and sisters-in-laws have been kidnapped by her husband.
This is a third case. I'm going to the casino.
Missing person, Misty Canaveral.
Pause. Jones waits. Ace can wait longer. Jones gets irritated.
Weren't you dodging bullets on the docks with Derek Canaveral a few hours ago? I got a rookie who responded to the call, and he says he saw someone fitting both your descriptions.
Ace continues to not say anything. Muttering, he takes a couple bills out of his wallet, slides them across the desk. Ace takes the bills.
The rookie says he saw us. Bring the husband in for questioning. What do I look like, an attorney?
I want my money back.
You got an answer.
Not a helpful one.
Just not the one you're looking for.
You like him?
He's alright. Sings pretty good. Wouldn't kick him out of bed if he brought coffee.
For taking the wife? I mean, do you like him for taking the wife?
Don't think so.
What do you know?
I know he genuinely seems to miss her.
You know he's a no-good cheating lowlife, right?
He admits that.
So he says he's a piece of shit. Makes him all right?
No, I'm not saying that. You got anybody else?
Jeez, Valentine. Didn't your parents ever teach you to pick up after yourself?
Bite me, Jones. Why are you here?
Drugs.
Oh, that I can help you with.
Slides him the cough drop candy dish.
These ones are supposed to help you sleep, but between you and me,
Look, you know the Shady Rabbit better than most.
not anymore.
Word on the street is there's some major activity going on there. Station thinks it's guns. I say it's drugs.
He looks
Who's
at
today the owner, this Freddy French Fry.
Burger.
Whatever.
We went to the movies once or twice.
And why'd you break it off?
Maybe he dumped me.
As if.
Ace doesn't say anything. Jones gets it, slides a few more dollars her way. Ace takes it, tucks it into a pocket on the trench coat.
We decided to see other people.
I'm paying good money for rotten answers.
You don't like them? Stop paying. I could do this all day.
Jones slumps into one of the chairs.
Whatever.
Have a seat, Jones.
These are not very comfortable. You ever sit in one of these? You'd think you'd sit in one and see how your clients would feel if they sat in one. You're gonna call in the sister and brother-in-law? Of course you are. Your folks raised a smart girl. Too smart, maybe. Won't tell me? Not putting up any more cash. Oh, hell.
He slides over a few more bills. She picks them up.
I'm not at liberty to discuss an ongoing investigation.
I knew it! Nothing but flim-flam.
You would know.
Oh, I can't wait for you to meet them. They're real pieces of work. Oh, to be a fly on the wall.
You got the pest part down all right.
Just like your parents.
Lights down. Interior, Ace's office. A little while later. Ace is sleeping at her desk, snoring. We hear Ginger and Harold bickering before the lights go up again. They stand outside the door to Ace's office.
But you've never mentioned an Aunt Fanny before.
Be quiet, Harold. Just be quiet and let me do the talking.
Ace hears the commotion outside, raises her head, squints. She wipes her mouth free of drool.
It's open!
Did you hear something?
I don't think this is the right place.
This is the address that girl gave us.
But the sign says
It's open!
I'm sure I heard something.
probably someone shouting in the street. This is a terrible neighborhood.
For a large inheritance, you can park in a questionable neighborhood.
If someone messes with the car, then
We'll be able to afford a new one.
For the love of...
Groaning, she gets up, walks over to the door, opens it, startling the couple into silence.
Mr. and Mrs. Payne, I'm Ace Valentine. We spoke on the phone.
sign on your door reads.
Yes, I know. I apologize. We just moved into this office. Haven't finished converting the sign on the door.
Yeah, Harold, you see?
The previous occupants left in a hurry.
Harold and Ginger step in, eyeing the office critically.
I believe it.
Ginger whacks him.
Harold, I'm sorry about him. We've just been a mess since hearing about...
Becomes emotional in an overly dramatic way.
My poor dear Aunt Fanny.
Nudges Harold.
Oh, yes, poor Aunt Fanny.
Fanny. I think.
Was like a mother to my wife.
Oh dear. Are you very ill?
Just a little cold.
Oh dear.
She reaches into her purse, pulls out an elegant handkerchief. For a moment, Ace thinks she might be offering it, but instead Ginger presses it against her nose and mouth.
Now then, you mentioned something about Aunt Fanny's will?
Yes, well, I'm afraid I was a little mistaken earlier. It seems, Mrs. Payne, that your aunt left the entirety of her fortune to two people. You and your sister, Melissa?
Ace watches them closely as Misty comes in, also watches them closely. Both Payne suck in their breath and, if possible, become even more uptight.
Misty?
Ah, I'm trying to contact her, but...
I don't know where she is.
Even a last known address? I, see that she's married.
Harold snorts. Ginger shoots him a look.
To a total waste of space.
Be quiet, Harold.
He's a singer. Can barely carry a tune if you ask me. Can provide for her. Artist!
Hey. And what do you do, Mr. Payne?
Harold. I'm an actuary. I deal with risk for insurance companies. Nice, solid, dependable work.
Mrs. Payne? Anything to add about Dirk?
Derek?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me correct my notes.
No, nothing to add. My husband is right. He's a waste of space.
Misty deserves better.
Yeah, she does.
Another pause. Harold brightens.
If we can't find her, do we get half her money too?
Misty throws up her hands in disgust.
Harold!
Just asking.
So Misty does this a lot. Disappears like this?
Hardly. She's the classic goody two shoes. This is someone like her.
Misty looks saintly.
It's complicated.
Can you think of somewhere else she'd be?
Well, occasionally she goes to a hotel down in...
Oh, I don't think she'd go there.
Why not?
Why not?
Like I said, she's a goody two shoes. You know.
My understanding is that there's been some discord in the marriage.
Both Paynes flinch but try to cover it up.
Of course course not.
I love her more and more every day.
I meant Misty and Dirk.
Derek.
That's right. I'm sorry. Some cheating?
Oh, I'm sure. Groupies mostly, pathetic hangers-on, sleep with anybody on a stage. You know musicians. Some women find that sort of thing exciting. I don't know, whole thing seems like such a waste of time to me.
Don't I know it?
Did you say something, dear?
I mean, that lifestyle holds some appeal for a certain class of people. Or so Aunt Fanny always said. Aren't we here to talk about her?
Indeed. Why all these questions about Misty and a toilet flush of her husband? And why couldn't we meet in your firm's main office?
You got me. I'm not really with any firm. There isn't an inheritance. I'm really a private eye.
And what of my beloved Aunt Fanny?
Harold shakes his head. Misty gets fed up and walks out.
Knew it! No self-respecting attorney would work out at this kind of dump.
I'm looking for Misty.
Well, we certainly haven't seen her. You should probably ask her husband. That's what we told the police in the first place.
Ace doesn't say anything. Gradually, realization dawns on Ginger.
He's the one who hired you, isn't he? That means he doesn't know where she is either. She left him?
Bull.
What makes you say that?
She left him. We know about it. She'd have come to us.
Well, not necessarily.
Sounds like you and Mr. Canaveral don't get along.
What is there to get along with?
It's true. There are many things we disagreed on.
Do you think somebody could have a...
Oh, God. If anything's happened to her...
Then her husband is likely to blame.
Harold.
Why are you defending him? You're the one who's always said she could do so much better.
Now, there's no reason to suspect anything.
Sure there is. They both work at the Shady Rabbit. Have you ever been there?
I know of it.
Then you know it's a bit of a sin and danger and lust and,
Sounds like the place to be.
This isn't a joking matter. If anything's happened to Misty, Derek Canaveral and the Shady Rabbit are both involved.
If you find out anything, could you please call us?
If you find out anything, call the police. Better yet, stay out of it. I think this Detective Jones is our best chance.
Ace snorts. They look at her.
Sorry.
She's my sister, Harold.
I know that, Ginger. I'm just as concerned as you are.
Then you could act like it. Instead of like this whole thing is just a nuisance.
She's fine. She will turn up. She probably just figured out she's married to a loser and is clearing her head.
Maybe. I hope this is the case. But in the meantime, it's my job to find her.
Ace sneezes. Ginger puts her handkerchief back in front of her mouth and lips.
Where will you go?
I haven't figured that out yet.
Lights. Interior. Ace's office, a little while later. Ace is trying to sleep on the couch. It's very uncomfortable, and her nose is stuffy. She tosses and turns. There's a knock on the door. She gets up, goes to answer it, finds a Coffey's donuts bag on the door. She smiles.
Warren, marry me.
She bites into the donut voraciously, then spits it out, sending a donut piece into the audience.
Hell? This is an apple fritter.
She throws the door open.
Not funny, Warren!
You need more fruit.
Where's my maple bar?
She sees it on the floor.
Oh. You got lucky this time, Warren, but don't let it happen again.
She returns, sits on the couch, chewing thoughtfully. Misty walks in.
Where are you, Misty?
Misty doesn't respond, just sits and stares at Ace. The phone rings. Ace goes over and picks it up.
Ace Valentine, Private,
Valentine?
Jones. Now what do you want?
Get down to the docks. They found your girl. She's dead.
What?
Figured you want to know. Pier 19. See you there.
Ace hangs up the phone. She stares at Misty. The lights slowly go down until at last it's a blue spotlight on Misty. Curtain. Exterior. Docks. Again, everything takes place in front of the curtain. A woman lies on the ground, dead. Beneath her body is a Coffey's Donuts wrapper, but it should be subtle. Doc, older, kindly, still young and hip at heart, tends to her, while other police officers mill about, including young police officer, babyface, looking for clues. Ace and Jones arrive on the scene. Ace!
Yeah?
Yeah?
Sorry, I meant Detective Jones.
What is it, kid?
No word on Derek Canaveral, and Doc wants to see you, both of you.
You know, your parents really thought they were funny when they named you after me.
It's no picnic on this end either.
Ace and Jones head over. Doc doesn't look up. The Aces are wild.
Yeah, funny, Doc. Never gets old.
That's why I keep saying it. Hiya, Pumpkin.
Hi, Daddy. It's true. She's dead.
Yes, such a shame, isn't it? She's about your age. Enter Misty. She looks sadly down at the body, at Ace, then wanders the scene mournfully, fading away.
There's a sister.
We already made that call.
How'd they take it?
Really broken up about it.
What killed her?
Blunt force trauma to the head, like a rock or something. Something really hard.
Can you tell anything about the killer?
Not yet. Gotta take her back to my lab. Such a shame.
Can we look around?
Look, but don't touch. My guys are finishing up. How you doing, Princess?
Have you seen the dump Princess is working out of?
You should have seen her room when she was a kid. A real mess. Sign of a creative mind.
Dad.
Still sick?
I'm taking care of myself.
Maple bars.
Unhealthy.
One a day keeps the doctors away. Ace and Doc grin while Jones shakes his head, not amused.
Definitely not a valid medical opinion. Your missing persons case? Now it's murder. You know where Derek Canaveral is?
Lost track of him.
Amateur.
I was a little busy getting shot at.
What? Ace tries to shrug it off, but Doc is looking at her arm, doesn't take no for an answer. Ace winces. Someone shot at you?
It's not as bad as you think. Victoria Rasputin.
The prom dress? That girl needs to get over that.
I think she's moved on to bigger things. Ow!
That's weird. Most of my patients don't say ow.
Most of your patients are dead.
Did you pour cough syrup on... This reminds me of when you were a little girl and you tried to fix your own boo-boos. Remember that? You get Play-Doh, a silly putty on your cuts and scrapes, and that would only cause more problems.
Will I live?
Long pause during which Ace becomes quite concerned. Yeah, you'll live. You're working on a case?
She's protecting a murderer.
I'm not.
I'm sure she has a good reason.
Does nobody go by the book anymore?
Funny coming from you.
We don't know that he did it. There are still all sorts of suspects out there.
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry.
There are. If not for your current boyfriend.
Doc looks at Ace.
He's not my boyfriend.
Then what about your ex-boyfriend, Freddy Berger?
Oh, I never liked him.
I liked him.
You could do better.
Why can't you date a nice, boring guy?
That's a good question, actually.
Don't you start. You are not my father. You are, but just don't start.
Someone who doesn't do illegal things. A nice, boring church boy. Enter Coffey, older guy carrying a donut bag. He stops.
My God, She dead?
Please, sir, stay back. This is a crime scene. Hey, where's that kid?
Coffee?
Dr. Valentine?
Hi, Mr. Coffee. Oh,
Hi, Mr. Coffey.
Ace!
Is that for me?
No, I got an order a few blocks down for a couple bear claws. But I can always go back. A little something for my 2 best customers.
Doc and Ace look at each other, thinking about it. Jones shakes his head. No, not right now. The missus will kill me if I go off my diet.
And I already got my daily delivery from Warren. He's doing a good job for you, Mr. Coffey.
Warren?
Yeah, Warren Durbin? He's been delivering for like 3 years.
Oh, I have a lot of delivery boys.
Do you have a lot of delivery boys who've delivered for you for 3 years?
Ace?
What?
Mr. Coffee isn't as used to seeing dead bodies as we are.
Right. Sorry.
I'll just be on my way. Unless you need something, you need me for something?
Nah, the fewer looky-loos, the better. You about wrapped up here, Doc?
Just about.
I'll have a box of donuts dropped off at the station.
Coffee leaves, looking a little weak.
How you guys can eat that stuff, I'll never know.
Wouldn't have taken you for a health nut, Jones.
It's not that. His donuts are just not that great.
Ace and Doc stare at him.
John Coffey's donuts are baked like clouds. They're lighter than air. This is why no one respects you, Jones.
You know, it's embarrassing how many guys I've arrested that you've probably dated.
Ugh. Thanks for fixing me up, Dad. What do I owe you?
Come over for dinner someday. Your mother misses you.
Where's Derek Canaveral?
Like, I know that.
Just like her mother.
God help us all.
The young police officer and several others return, as does Misty. The police officers move the body. Doc and Jones move over to see their actions. Ace looks at Misty, then sees the Coffee's donuts wrapper, pulls it out, holds it up. She and Misty look at one another. Lights. Interior. Ace's office. The scene is dark. Joey is rummaging, searching the desk. He hears Ace coming and moves further into the shadows, looking for somewhere to hide. Ace comes in, moves to turn on the light, but Joey knocks something over.
Who's there?
Meow.
That's the worst cat impression I've ever heard.
I know. I do a much better frog, but that wouldn't have made any sense. A frog in your office?
I do a much better frog, but that wouldn't have made any sense. A frog in your office. Ace snaps the lights on. Joey starts advancing toward her menacingly.
Don't start something you're not prepared to finish.
Don't worry. I'm very thorough. Joey grabs for her, but Ace ducks around and puts his arm around his back.
Who sent you? Was it Victoria?
Joey tries to back her up against the wall, but she pulls his arm tighter, maneuvers him around, and slams him roughly on her desk.
It was a purple dress. It showed off my legs, which were finally looking sexy.
Joey struggles. She slams him back against the desk.
The sales lady said it was one of a kind. She's gotta get over it.
Freddy enters, sees the two of them, shakes his head.
Joey, I sent you over here to keep an eye on her.
Joey, still against the desk. Don't worry, boss. I've got it all under control.
I can see that. Let him up, Ace.
Ace lets Joey up.
You sent him?
To make sure you were all right. I don't like to hear people getting shot outside my place.
Yeah, well, when you're working with Victoria Rasputin.
She feels terrible. She had a weak moment.
A weak moment? You call this a weak moment?
Looks like your dad patched you up.
Don't change the subject. What are you involved in?
What happened to... I didn't see nothing.
How does Misty Canaveral fit in?
She doesn't, as far as I know.
She was seeing somebody. Was that somebody you?
No.
Joey, you seeing Misty Canaveral on the side? No, definitely not. Come on, Freddy. It's been a while. You were never one to sleep alone for long. Joey, what's stopping? Who's Freddy stepping out with these days?
Oh, I'm not supposed to say.
Don't tell her a damn thing, Joey.
Hey, come on. We're all adults here. We broke up. We're friendly. It's none of my business who you're... No.
Freddy doesn't look at her.
You've got to be kidding me!
It's like you said. It's none of your business.
You and Victoria?
Oh yeah, well. What am I supposed to do, Ace? Huh? You made such a big deal of how you're better than me. So I got with someone who doesn't mind getting dirty.
I never said... Okay, but she tried to kill me.
Nah, she just thought you were sniffing around again.
You're defending her?
If she really wanted you dead, you'd be dead.
What are you into? Jones is watching the rabbit. He thinks it's drugs.
You know me. You think I'd push drugs?
If it could get you closer to the action. Is that what's happening? This thing with Mr. Circus?
Mr. Circus. A bad guy. The last 3 years have been terrible. I'm making a move. Victoria's helping. That's all you need to know.
Be careful. You wouldn't be the first guy Victoria made think he's got a good idea.
It's just for a little while. I just need more time.
Don't tell me. Tell Jones.
He any good?
God, no. But he's the best on the force, and he's looking your way. Seriously, anyone but her.
I waited for you as long as I could. Finally figured out you weren't coming back. Come on, Joey. We're done here.
Sure thing, boss.
Wait. Let's hear your frog.
Joey grins, lets out a perfect frog croak, sound effect of an actual frog.
I've heard better.
They move to go, Joey first, Freddy passing through the door. He stops and looks at her.
Believe it or not, this isn't how I wanted things to go.
But it's how you knew things would go. See you around, Ace.
Exit Freddy. Ace slumps at her desk, furious, confused, frustrated.
I need a maple bar!
She sneezes. This is the last straw. She throws things around, she stands in the middle of the room and screams.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Oh!
Thunder and lightning. Derek appears at the door. He and Ace stare at each other.
Misty. Is she...
I told you to stay put.
Misty.
She's dead.
Derek stumbles in, upset. She moves to comfort him.
I didn't want this.
I know.
I didn't kill her.
I believe you.
I loved her.
I know.
She realizes they're standing too close, moves around to her desk.
Freddy and Joey. Did they?
They don't know you're here.
Thank you. Who killed Misty?
I don't know yet.
Rifling through the desk.
Answer's probably staring right at me.
She moves the Coffey's donuts wrapper.
But I'm stumbling around in the dark.
I know what you mean. All I can think about is every mistake. Everything I did wrong.
I know what you mean.
Derek sits on the sofa, buries his face in his hands.
I'm never gonna see her again. I'm alone.
Ace moves next to him on the couch, pats him helplessly. After a moment, he kisses her, but she quickly pulls away.
No.
I know.
That would be a mistake.
God, what's wrong with me?
You're hurting. You don't know what you're saying or doing. You need someone to be the brains for you. That's my job.
She sneezes again, lets out a groan.
Oh, screw it.
She grabs him and kisses him. Lightning flashes, lights. End Act 1. Yay! So that was, for those of you who have more recently joined us, Act 1 of Aces Are Feverish by the wonderful Matthew Weaver. We are the Baldwin Wallace BFA class of 2021. And the cast includes Caroline Turner as the titular Ace Valentine, Mathian Lopez Riendeau as Jones, Sam Sommer as Derek and Warren, Alex Packard as Freddy, Quin Potter as Harold and Coffey, Grace Favarro as the singer, Paige Cummings as Victoria Rasputin and Celeste, and Olivia Billings as Queenie and Miss Sultry. And I'm Nicky Maddalina, your host. Also Joey Doc and Young Officer. And that's us. Act 2. Interior. Ace's office the next morning. Ace sleeps on the couch under a blanket. Part of the covers are rumpled, suggesting Derek was here, but he's gone now. The crumpled tissues are gone. Ace groans as she wakes up coughing. She turns, sees the empty space, and groans even louder.
Oh, God. Well, at least he cleaned.
Wrong.
The door opens and in walks Queenie Valentine, 50s to 60s, classy, severe, maybe even more rough and tumble than her daughter.
He skipped out. I cleaned up.
Mom.
They hug. Queenie feels her forehead.
You're feverish. You were shot, and your father said Ace Jones says you're working in a dump. I got pictures of a guy cheating on his wife earlier than I expected, so I thought I'd see for myself. What have I told you? Never get involved with the client. That's like lesson number 1 in private eye school.
Are you kidding? Everybody breaks that rule. Besides, you got involved with Dad.
No, that's different. He wanted to find out if his nurse was stealing from him, and he's your father. He was never a suspect in his wife's murder.
Derek didn't kill his wife.
You know that for sure?
No. Look, I know it wasn't the brightest of moves, but I got some bad news last night, and this cold is really beginning to linger.
Queenie hands her a thermos.
What's this?
Chicken soup.
I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. Drink. I want that finished before I go.
Ace starts looking at her watch.
What?
Warren must be late.
Here.
Reaches into her trench coat, pulls out a bag.
It was on the doorstep when I was making awkward small talk with the fugitive.
Ace looks a mixture of embarrassed, caught, and a little ashamed, especially when Misty comes in and glowers at her.
Oh.
She bites into the maple bar, chews it guiltily.
Honestly, you and your father thinking maple bars will save the world. Give me a cinnamon roll any day of the week.
I'm stuck on this case, Mom.
Tell me about it.
I've got a missing singer who showed up dead. I've got her cheating husband.
In more ways than one.
But maybe she was cheating too.
Misty glowers at Ace. Ace glowers back at Misty, who throws up her arms.
Oh, and they both work for Freddy Berger.
I always liked Freddy.
Who's dating the girl who wants to kill me because I wore the same dress as her to prom 1 billion years ago.
It was a beautiful dress. I wanted to break that dressmaker's kneecaps. One of a kind, my Aunt Fanny.
Oh, that reminds me. I've got Misty's sister and brother-in-law who are looking shifty.
How so?
They are willing to come in for the fake aunt story. That means they're shady.
Darling, the whole world's shady. The secret is to find out the people who shine.
Ace looks at her maple bar.
Want to help me work the case? For old time's sake? Otherwise, I'm stuck with Jones.
Jones isn't so bad. He came through in a pinch when my water broke, and your father was on a case in Galveston, of all places. I'd love to, but I gotta go. Gotta break it to the Underwoods that their butler is not only their son, but also the killer. You coming to dinner on Sunday? Your father's making his famous chili.
I'll be there. Love you.
Love you too.
Don't worry, I'll get this all wrapped up. Soup all gone?
Ace shows her the thermos.
It's my girl.
Exit Queenie. She turns to look for Misty, but she's vanished.
Misty?
Ace sighs and takes a bite of her maple bar. Jones appears at the door.
It's the donuts.
What?
That's how they're moving the drugs.
Ace spits out the maple bar. Jones lets himself in.
You just missed Mom.
Look at this.
Holds up a powdered donut. Ace looks at it, shrugs.
Here's a hint. That's not powdered sugar.
He swipes it with his pinky, holds it up.
Try it.
Ace is repulsed, but he persists. Reluctantly, she licks the sugar, gasps.
Would you like a little donut with your cocaine?
Oh! At least tell me you washed your hands. Oh.
Hey, you cleaned.
Why tell me? Shouldn't you be telling your bosses?
They laughed in my face. Even with this donut. Half the force is on the take anyway.
Mm-hmm, including you.
Look, just because I'm a rotten cop doesn't make me a bad one. You can help me. Lord knows I paid enough for lousy information over the years. You could at least give me a hand. Or are you gonna look out for Freddy Burger?
Ace hesitates. Jones gets fed up.
Who needs you? Look, I'm moving on this. If you want in, give me a holler.
Exit Jones. Ace stares at the maple bar. She picks up the phone.
It's me. We need to meet.
Lights. Exterior. Docks. Back in front of the curtains. Ace paces, waiting. After a moment, Derek arrives.
Wasn't sure you'd come.
Look, I'm sorry about this morning. Last night, it was a mistake.
It was a moment. Nothing more, nothing less. Listen, tell me about the donuts.
What?
At the Shady Rabbit. There are a lot of orders? Are there a lot of orders there? A lot of deliveries?
How much is a lot?
The guy who delivered my maple bar. Warren. Did you recognize him?
What's this about?
Have you ever seen him before? Could Misty have known him?
A figure dressed in all black appears, holds up a gun. Ace spots him, draws her own gun.
Look out!
They exchange gunshots. The figure falls. Ace and Derek run to his side.
Oh God, Warren!
They pull off the mask to reveal Harold Payne.
Harold Payne?
Harold?
You never deserved her!
I know.
Who?
Ginger.
Ginger?
She's the one who I cheated on Misty with. I told you it was complicated. You finally know. Ginger told you?
Not Ginger! Misty!
What?
We knew Misty and me met at first, then we get together, watch you laugh. We were going to get married, but then you two broke up. And Misty...
You and Misty. I'll kill you!
He grabs Harold by the throat.
Too late.
Harold dies. Ace and Derek.
No!
Takes her in his arms.
Ginger, I'm sorry. He's gone.
No.
She rushes to Harold, cradles his head. Derek moves to her, but Ace stops him.
First Misty, now Harold. We didn't think we were hurting anybody, and now look.
They knew.
She knew.
No, they both knew. When they found out about us, they started having an affair.
What?
It's true, Mrs. Payne. Harold just shot at us. I shot him.
Does that mean he killed Misty?
I don't know. Could be one theory. When Misty left him to go back to Derek.
Ginger stands. Derek moves to comfort her, but she pulls away.
Don't touch me.
I didn't mean it like that.
You never meant it like that. But that's just what happens, isn't it? Some crisis always comes up and some woman comes along in need of comfort, and there you are. Tell me the truth, Derek. Were there others since me?
Ace stiffens.
No. I was faithful to her the whole time she was alive. I promised her that.
Derek begins to feel bad, although it's not noticeable.
And now? Oh, it's so easy for you, isn't it? All because you open your mouth and pretty words come out and you look good doing it. You better watch yourself, detective. See you don't fall under his spell. If you haven't already, that's what you do, isn't it? It was the same way for my sister. All our lives. There goes Misty, so beautiful. And there goes Ginger, the poor dear. Oh, well, at least she has personality.
No one says that.
You'll say it. It's just not about you, so you don't listen. And then one day I looked up and there you were, looking back at me. Harold used to look at me, but somewhere along the way he stopped.
Ginger,
Let her finish.
The fact you were my sister's husband didn't matter. It even helped. I mean, after all those years of hearing whispers about Misty, I was finally the one with the secret.
Derek begins to feel worse.
And when Derek went back to Misty, you hit her over the head.
Derek turns on Ginger, suddenly furious.
Is that true?
My whole life, I envied my sister. I loved her, hated her, worshipped her. What am I going to do now that she's gone?
Did you kill Misty, Ginger?
Ginger doesn't hear her, begins singing Misty's song. Misty drifts up and embraces her. Enter Jones. Ace motions to the body and to Ginger. Derek begins to feel true pain.
All right, Mrs. Payne. Please, let's go to the hospital. Your dad's on the way.
Ginger allows herself to be led. Ginger still singing. Exit Ginger, Misty, and Jones.
So she killed Misty.
Jealous sister steals brother-in-law, finds out sister is sleeping with her husband. Brother-in-law goes back to sister. Easy. Simple. Wraps everything up.
So what's the problem?
Nothing in this business is ever simple. Are you all right?
I'm okay, I think.
Derek turns, and we see he was hit. He collapses as Ace grabs for him. Lights. Interior, Ace's office. Ace strides in. She throws herself into her chair and sneezes.
Gesundheit.
Ace freezes. She reaches for her gun in her coat.
It's open.
The door opens and Warren walks in, still with his signature shyness.
Still sick, huh?
He holds up a bag.
I put a little something extra in it.
Ace watches him carefully. Cheerfully, Warren puts the donut bag on the desk. She doesn't reach for it. Warren watches Ace, hoping for her usual banter. When it doesn't come, his face falters slightly, but he remains bravely cheerful.
Well, go on. Medicine.
Slowly, distrusting, Ace opens the bag, pulls out the maple bar and an apple.
There. You see, to keep the doctor...
To keep the doctor away.
Right. Is everything...
No. It was a long night. One of my clients got shot.
Oh, gosh, are you...
I'm okay. Nothing a maple bar can't fix. Warren, how long have you been my donut delivery guy? 3 years?
Yeah. I mean, yes.
We've seen each other almost every day for 3 years. That's enough time to get to know a person, isn't it?
Maybe not.
What?
People only see what they want to see, and people are good at hiding, sometimes right out in public.
You have a pretty big delivery route, don't you?
Warren freezes at this. He proceeds cautiously.
As big as the next guy, yes.
Get into all sorts of places. Nobody thinks twice. Everybody likes donuts.
Except for the people who like bagels.
Or cinnamon rolls.
Are you sure you're all right?
I think I'm closing in on the killer. And I wish it was somebody else.
Long, pregnant pause.
Well, I hope you get him. The same time tomorrow?
Sure.
Warren turns to go, but then pauses, waiting.
Isn't there something you want to ask me?
Hmm?
Or, isn't there?
No. Not today, thanks.
Did I do something?
I'll see you tomorrow, Warren.
Oh, okay.
He moves to leave.
Warren,
He turns.
I always get the guy I'm after.
I know.
He exits. Ace stares at the maple bar. She sneezes. Jones barges in without knocking.
Yeah, bless you. Well, we got your ginger paint situation in the loony bin.
She lost her husband and her sister in like a day. You'd be a little loony too.
How's your guy?
He's not my... He's stable. It was a long night though.
Shot?
Harold had better aim than you'd think to look at him.
So who's killed the wife? The sister? The husband or the sister husband?
Any of them work for me at this point. I just want to go home to my bathrobe.
Yeah, you don't look so good.
Thanks for that. What are you even doing here?
I came to see if you can get me in your club.
I don't have a club.
Your boyfriend's club.
Ex-boyfriend?
Look, just get me in and I think I can get to the bottom of this donut drug business.
He sees the maple bar on the desk.
Looks like you're already on it.
I'm having a really hard time with this theory of yours.
Ugh, why? This place is crap, Ace.
Have you eaten their donuts?
Have you? They're hard as rock.
My dad and I loved them. We'd go there every day, usually after he and Mom solved a murder.
Yeah, well, maybe they were good once upon a time, but they've been crap for years. Even the other guys on the force don't order from them anymore. That's gotta tell you something.
Like really? Warren, how could you?
Interior, Shady Rabbit. Back in front of the curtains. Steps out into the spotlight, wearing an elegant dress. She steps up to the microphone. Celeste singing Misty's song. Ace comes in, stops to listen. Freddy joins her. They applaud as they listen.
Misty's song.
No point in keeping it special anymore. Gotta have something to keep the public coming in.
The ones that aren't trafficking drugs, you mean?
Yes. Them.
I know about the donuts.
You know a lot. Maybe too much. Better be careful.
Gonna send Victoria after me again?
I told you. I didn't send her the first time. It's Mr. Circus you want to watch out for.
What about Misty? Did Victoria see you talking to her? Maybe get a little jealous?
The only person Victoria would get jealous of is you.
Did Misty know about the drugs? Could she have found out?
Anything's possible.
Ace shows him a photo of Harold.
Recognize him?
No. Should I?
I suppose it doesn't make sense to meet your lover in the same place where she sang with her husband.
People do all kinds of crazy things when they're in love, though.
Are you in love?
I was. Once. Now we'll see.
Victoria enters, sees them.
Oh, God.
Hang on.
He beckons Victoria over. She comes grudgingly.
Victoria has something to say to you.
Victoria mumbles something unintelligible.
Couldn't quite get that.
Sorry I shot you, okay?
Thank you.
Although it's not like it really hurt you or anything.
Vic.
And it's not like you didn't deserve it, dress stealer.
Oh, for the love of... It was just a coincidence! Believe me, if I'd known how much trouble it would cause me, I would have picked something else.
Okay?
Okay.
Victoria still seems mad. Freddy gives Ace the sign to draw it out a little more. Ace rolls her eyes. Ace, not believing a word of it.
You looked better in it anyway.
Damn right I did.
Ace rolls her eyes again. Enter Jones, leading several police officers.
All right, everyone, hands in the air. This is a raid.
Everyone puts their hands in the air.
Your idea?
You know Jones, he does his own thing.
All right, Freddy, you're under arrest. Hiya, Victoria. You're under arrest, too.
Behind Jones's back, the police officers train their guns on him as well.
Jones?
Huh?
Hiya, Freddy. Mr. Circus sends his regards.
Look out!
Freddy, Ace, Jones, and Victoria all draw their own guns. A shootout ensues. Everyone ducks and dodges behind furniture. We briefly see Joey join the fight, get overwhelmed by the police. Jones dives down for cover. Ace comes up beside him, ducks down with him.
Jeez, you make friends wherever you go.
Are you hid? Whole damn department's dirty.
Freddy comes up by them too.
Friend of yours?
Mr. Circus must have heard about my making a move.
Think? Shouldn't you be protecting your girlfriend?
Are you kidding?
One of the police officers runs across the stage, screaming. Victoria is in hot pursuit, having the time of her life.
Poor guy. I know what he's going through.
I think I'm seeing the appeal.
She's something else, all right.
You know, you got another option. Turn the state's evidence against this Mr. Circus.
Go legit?
Pause while he and Ace look at each other. After a second, she looks down, already knowing his answer.
Sorry. Can't do it. I wasn't cut out for that life.
The police officers come in, all holding their hands up. Victoria leads them, smiling smugly. She runs over, jumps on Freddy, and kisses him.
Hiya, baby. Good to see me.
You did good, baby.
They kiss again. Ace sneezes.
Got a lot of crooked cops here.
I know.
They'll probably make you commissioner.
Or run me out of town.
Who do you call when you got a lot of crooked cops?
Someone you can trust with your life.
Ace takes out her phone, dials.
Hi, Mom. Got a couple of crooked cops here. Who do you and Daddy trust on the force? No, of course not Jones. He's here with me, though. Okay, call him and send him to the Shady Rabbit.
Jones turns to Freddy and Victoria.
I'm gonna turn my back for a minute. When I turn back around, I don't want to see you.
Freddy and Victoria look at each other, then move to make a quick exit. But then a shot rings out and Freddy is shot. He collapses. Victoria screams. She goes for her gun, but is also shot. Out steps Celeste, holding a gun.
That's okay. You couldn't have known.
You're Mr. Circus? You killed Misty Canaveral?
Hardly. Could you be a worse detective?
Celeste points her gun at Ace. Jones sees where she's aiming.
No.
Celeste fires. Jones dives and takes the bullet. Ace shoots and hits Celeste. Celeste falls. Ace rushes to Jones's side.
No!
Sorry, kid. For what it's worth, I never liked you.
Me neither.
Good. Glad that's settled. Be ashamed to die now. after finally making a friend.
Jones dies. Ace pats his cheek, moves over to Celeste.
Doesn't look good for you.
Nah, I think I'll live.
Ace shoots her once more.
I deserved that.
Ace shows Celeste the picture of Harold.
Is this the guy Misty was seeing?
No. The guy who brings the donuts.
Celeste dies, leaving Ace looking miserable. Enter Queenie and Doc. They react to the carnage, but then spot Ace.
Oh, thank God.
They race and embrace their daughter, who stands stonily shocked and more than a little furious.
They're all dead. Jones, he saved my life.
Are you all right?
No, I'm mad.
Lights. Exterior. Docks. The curtains remain closed. After a moment, Derek steps out, moving slowly but happily.
Can't believe how lucky I am. After everything that happened, all the misery and mistakes, to wake up in my hospital bed and see you. I mean, wow. It's like fate, don't you think?
He turns back toward the wings. Miss Sultry steps out.
Yes.
She throws herself against him dramatically.
Fate.
They kiss passionately.
I feel so close to you. Like all the mistakes I made don't matter anymore. That was somebody else. Some people might say this is too quick, all on account of getting shot. But I honestly think I could be faithful to you until the day I die.
Prove it.
They snuggle close and walk off the stage. Interior. Ace's office. Curtains up on Ace sitting at her desk, glowering at two maple bars. One is the kind Warren brings her, a real maple bar. The other is a rock painted to look like a maple bar. For the purposes of the play, it is a maple bar made badly. There are tissues all over the floor again. Ace sniffs, blows her nose, crumples it, and tosses it to the floor. Enter Misty, looking at her pleadingly.
Go away. I can't be distracted right now.
Misty fades away. Ace pulls her gun out of her coat, stares at it, tucks it away again. There's a knock on the door. Ace checks to make sure the gun is secure.
It's open.
Enter Coffey. Ace rises to meet him with a hug.
Hi, Mr. Coffey. Thanks for coming.
Anything for one of my favorite customers, Ace. Had the darndest time trying to find this place.
Sees her, the place.
Oh my God, what happened?
Yeah, I was in a gunfight last night.
Wow, they really trashed the place.
It wasn't here. It was at the Shady Rabbit.
Never heard of it.
Well, I'm sure you'll read all about it in the news. You had a hard time finding the place?
Yeah, not exactly the safest neighborhood.
Sets a bag on the desk. It lands with a loud clunk as though there are rocks in it.
You still like maple bars, right? I never forget.
That's why I need to talk to you. I need a little more information about one of your delivery boys. Warren Durbin?
Yeah, you mentioned him earlier. It doesn't ring a bell.
Isn't that a little odd?
Business is getting busier. I can't meet all the new fellas anymore.
He's been delivering here for the last 3 years.
Has he been giving you problems? Licking the glaze off the bear claws? Because, let me tell you, that's a firing offense in my book.
No.
Oh, if this isn't a complaint, why'd you call me?
I have reason to believe Mr. Durbin is running a drug ring using your business as a front.
Well, this is certainly troubling.
I'm sure it's a shock. I think he was working with the owner of the Shady Rabbit and a couple other thugs.
I'm just stunned.
This is the maple bar Warren brought me. And this is the maple bar I found at the Shady Rabbit.
Ooh, big difference.
It's loaded with drugs. They were using your bags and donuts to smuggle them. No one gave them a second glance. Would you be willing to testify against Warren?
Testify?
As a witness.
Well, I'd certainly do anything I can to help. I'm just a businessman, Ace. I've had a hard time enough competing with Captain Ahab's off Coffey. News like this could ruin me if it gets out. Who else knows about this?
The officer who uncovered the truth died last night, along with a couple friends of mine.
Terrible, just terrible.
I think Warren also killed a singer from the Shady Rabbit. They were having an affair.
What?
I'm sure of it.
Coffey becomes visibly agitated.
He was sleeping with her?
Misty Canavero? It's the only thing that makes sense.
We're in Durban. I still don't know the name.
He should be along any minute. I want to see his face when he walks in and sees you. Then we'll have him.
Do you think he'll be armed?
No telling. He's a very dangerous man.
Maybe I ought to have a gun.
No need. There's one in my desk.
You're not carrying one?
Don't like them. They make me nervous.
I see.
They wait. It's a little awkward. After a moment, Coffey begins whistling Misty's song.
Pretty little tune.
Coffey realizes he is caught.
Oh, but you haven't touched your maple bar.
Grabs for the bag, pulls out a gun. Ace also pulls her out.
A gun's made you nervous.
Practice makes perfect, Mr. Circus.
Coffey drops the act, becomes intense, very scary.
So you do know. That's why I came here today, to see how much you figured out. You're good. I wasn't sure if you were a good detective or just stupid.
Give me some credit. I can be as dumb as anybody. The drugs were your idea.
My genius idea.
Why?
Everyone was going to Captain Ahab's for their donuts and coffee. I realized I could make a lot more money in drug trafficking.
You offered my dad and me donuts on the docks. What if we'd said yes?
That would have been interesting to find out.
Your game would have been up.
Half the cops on that dock work for me.
So you have a lot of power. Freddy and Victoria wanted to overthrow you and run their own operation.
Had to put him down.
You and Misty Canavero?
And loved her. Her husband didn't deserve her!
You and she?
No. I'm a married woman, she told me.
So you killed Misty. But with what? That's the only thing I couldn't figure out.
The answer was right under your nose the whole time.
He picks up the rock.
That's a maple bar.
Mm.
You killed her with a maple bar?
It's a funny thing about baked goods. If you're going to use them to smuggle drugs, they turn out so good. I even had to buy all new equipment.
Did Misty know about the drug plan?
Of course not. She was an angel. You don't dirty an angel. I hired Celeste to be my eyes and ears and to take out Derek.
To kill him?
No, to seduce him. But the Slimeball decided to be honorable. Didn't even look her way. And now I come to find out Misty was sleeping with her sister's husband.
After turning you down.
If she wanted to throw her life away on her loser husband, I can admire that. But to be screwing that guy and not me, I got mad. It was an accident.
So what happens now?
Your gun, please. On the floor. Slide it over.
Ace does as he says.
Hands on the desk.
Just a second.
Now!
I've got it.
Oh. I gotta admit, I thought you were going to try to pull something funny right then.
There's a knock at the door.
That'll be the mysterious Warren.
Coffey gestures his gun at Ace impatiently. Ace shakes her head. Coffey looks more threatening.
It's open.
The door opens. It's Queenie.
Donut delivery.
She pulls a gun on Coffey. Ace pulls another gun out of her desk drawer.
What is this?
I told you I had a gun in my desk. You have enough, Mom?
He told you everything. We've got it on tape.
She takes Coffey's gun, puts handcuffs on him.
Where'd you get cuffs?
Your father.
Wait.
She breaks off a piece of the real maple bar, walks over, holding it out to him.
So what?
She stomps on his foot, and when he protests, she stuffs the maple bar in his mouth. He swallows, considers.
Just like the old days. Before I sold the old equipment, replaced it with cheaper stuff.
What happened to the old equipment?
You know, There was some kid who used to work for me before I switched over. Wendell, Wesley.
Warren.
Yeah, maybe. He quit, refused to go along with the plan. Bought up everything. I overcharged him, of course.
Like, he wanted to open his own bakery?
That's what I thought, but nothing ever happened. I forgot all about him until now. Weird.
Why didn't you keep your old equipment?
If you're gonna smuggle drugs, who cares how the donuts are made? But this kid, he was pretty insistent that they had to say the same. What kind of a guy worries about how a maple bar turns out?
Ace was shaken, a little stirred.
That's enough. Come on, Mr. Circus. Some of my policeman friends are anxious to meet you.
She starts to lead Coffey out. Frog noises.
It's okay, Joey. We got him.
Enter Joey looking mildly annoyed. He wears a sling from the battle. You said I was going to get to hit someone.
Yeah, well, nobody hit anybody this time. He's going quietly.
Man.
Bringing in some muscle?
Freddy would have wanted me to look after him. Maybe some clients will try to not pay. Joey.
Yeah?
Go stand on the sidewalk and advertise.
Okay. Joey exits.
You're sending him outside in this neighborhood?
Joey off stage. Ace Valentine, private eye!
He can handle himself.
Poor baby, go home and get some rest. Dinner Sunday. Don't forget, your dad is making his
famous chili. I know. I won't forget.
Queenie leads Coffey out of Ace's office. Ace holds up the maple bar. Lights. In front of the curtain, Misty steps out. Spotlight on Misty. Misty sings her signature song, One Last Time. Spotlight fades on Misty. Interior. Ace's office. Morning. Lights up on Ace's office. She sits in her chair, blowing her nose, moaning. Tissues galore. There's a knock at the door.
It's open.
Enter Warren, sheepish. Cautiously, he looks at Ace. She smiles, greets him warmly.
Hi, Warren.
Hi, Ace.
Warren holds up her maple bar in a bag, ambles good-naturedly over to her desk while she watches him. She grabs the bag. Both hold onto it. Ace waiting patiently. Pause, then Warren ducks away, shy.
It's the same time tomorrow?
I'll be here.
Good. That's good.
Both smile to themselves. Ace digs into her maple bar.
The stuff that dreams are made of.
Warren turns to go.
Oh, Warren.
Warren stops, looks back at her.
Do you have any plans for Sunday?
No.
Good. I'll pick you up.
Ace starts to approach him, gently, like approaching a baby deer.
What are you doing? What are we doing?
She reaches him.
You're going to meet my parents.
What?
She leans in to kiss him. Just as their lips are about to meet, she pauses. Pause. They wait for the sneeze. Nothing happens. Cautiously, they move in for the kiss. This time, it looks like it might actually happen. Both sneeze. Lights down. Curtain. The end. And that was Aces Are Feverish by Matthew Weaver, produced by the Baldwin Wallace BFA class of 2021. Thank you so much for joining us, and good night. Good afternoon.
Bye.